CT side.
And Stewie will start the action here. Up towards top middle, and it looks like it's a bit of a struggle for Cloud9 to get their bearings here, trying to frag back, but the bomb side has been well and truly lost. And that bomb will be planted, but it's a pistol. There's always a chance until the last man has fallen. And you can see there is a kit on Daps. He's got a flashbang as well. A couple flashes available. Smoke deployed by Automatic also. So going in with the utility, trying to close down the space here for Team Liquid to defend with, but they have such a strong setup, and Twist is just peering over the top of the smoke in an elevated position by Graveyard. He's absolutely owned it, and that will be a very decisive opening round for Team Liquid.
Marvelous stuff. It's a really nice start for Team Liquid. Twist, always a fun player to watch. So confident. That's disgusting.
His mechanics are just incredible. I think you could definitely make an argument that could have the best mechanics of the professional North American scene. Definitely up there, being up there in the conversation for best player in North America, many times. Obviously, Elijah is having. This is actually one of the interesting things lately about Team Liquid as well. Elijah's form has just been incredible and also instrumental to their success. And they have hit this level of confidence now, James, where they've been winning tournaments back to back. And the real challenges that should be up there in the finals, able to defeat them, having the skill, the strategy, the tactics, and all the rest of it, is a team like Astralis. But a lot of these teams that should be contending with Team Liquid, they have their own internal issues right now. So it feels like there's no natural competitor for Team Liquid at the top at this point in time. Maybe that'll change. We'll have to see.
Saw James IRL standing behind Cloud9. I played some games with him recently. His name's not actually James, so it was really confusing.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's James IRL and I'm James, so that was quite something. A few pistols here for Cloud9 and a lot of utility. So we're going to see the usual shtick. Try and delay the T side as much as possible with these smoke grenades and put them into an inopportune situation. Try to force them to make a mistake. So Stewie's smoke grenade there is to invite the early utility from the CT side. I don't feel like they're trying to commit behind this. They know what to expect from a CT side on these smokes, and they want them out sooner rather than later. So far, so good. That will certainly help. There were 4 smoke grenades for Cloud9 at the minute 15 mark, but now there are a lot less.
Yeah, so this is going quite well. Typically, there are, the issues start for a T side when you're unable to get rid of some of those if the CT side can survive with 5 players and keep their utility for a very long time, that's when desperation strikes in and you start to have problems. But here, I don't think there's really enough players to worry Team Liquid. If Team Liquid make a push together, as we're seeing them begin to do, they should be fine, because at the very worst, they should be able to trade out kills. And you can see how drilled this Team Liquid team is at the moment. Beautiful usage of utility. That's so fantastic.
Oh my God!
What a beautiful series of kills with the Deagle. Isn't enough. Daps, he's going to be rotating, swinging on through from the B side of the map, but he's only got a 5-7, James. I don't know that he's going to be able to do much with this, but 10 surely has given him something to work with.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's see what Daps is able to do. That smoke grenade won't be so useful. He could try and creep through the left-hand side, but it's not close to the Vespa, so which would allow him to hop onto Graveyard if he was lucky enough. So maybe there's a weapon to collect elsewhere. A rifle would save them some money, but that was a fantastic play from the likes of Tens, a very, very young player. And it's not just about the aiming there, but the decision-making as well, choosing to stand in the flames and go for the headshots as opposed to save his own bacon first. A cheeky lost kill for Daps, maybe. He'll certainly... Oh, I don't think Twist will survive that.
It is an interesting thing with Tens. There are a lot of question marks around him, as you say, James. One of the very best new and upcoming talents from North America, and I would say much like Stewie, when Stewie first broke out onto the scene, everyone's initially thought, oh, this guy's just a pug star. Like, he can do it online, but he's not going to be able to do it on LAN. And so that's really what Tens has to prove in this Cloud9 team, that he can adapt to the LAN environment and provide the same level of output as he does from his bedroom. And see a more concerted approach here towards this top banana position, which Stewie on that Mac 10 is going to work out really well. So Automatic goes down. Daps tries to get something going, but this round looks like a non-starter for Cloud9.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow start for Cloud9, but their 4 buys are to come, so they won't be too concerned. It's all just the usual bits and bobs. But I'm very interested to see how aggressive Kusta will be down that mid position once he gets an AWP. A player who joined previous big teams too soon, but he's definitely found his own identity, which we'll talk about more once he's able to try and show that off a little bit. A headshot through the corner of the wall there, but it won't lead to much. But Tens is here once again with a pistol, and he has his entire career ahead of him. So we're very interested to see what he will do on the Cloud9 roster. Repositioning. A solid 3-0 for Team Liquid, though. Enjoying their recent success. It's all eyes on Liquid now.
I almost expected him to hit that. Tens, such a good start as far as the Deagle action goes. When we go into the proper buy rounds, things get a lot more complicated. So we'll see what he's able to do as they do get that buy-in. We say full buy, but it's not an ideal one. We've got a FAMAS there for the likes of Daps. Always, sacrifices himself for the team. Always on the worst weapon. And the utility game was also not perfect. Cloud9 may have to find ways to get aggressive here, and you can see that they're going to try to do that on Banana. They have the forward smoke, but someone has to ask questions of this smoke, and it will be Stewie, as you would expect. This is his job, and the flashbang comes in. It's absolutely perfect, and Automatic takes control. They've got all the information, James, but now Team Liquid, they've got to speed things up.
Yeah, they do have time, but they want to take position, and they are doing that around that arch area. And now they move back towards short. Tens standing on the bicycle. He's got his teammate in tow as well, repositioning once more. This time he's better equipped. There's still a minute on the clock for Liquid as they move in with the numbers. Spotting Kusta by the pillar. There's no response from the CTs. Beautiful spray from Nitro. The awareness is fantastic. There's just no answer from Cloud9 on the A bomb site. The B rotators are here. Automatic, Dap's still on the way. He still needs to go through library, but are they going to commit to this? He's got a FAMAS. They're not really well equipped. They've got no flashbangs, just a decoy they could use as a fake, but it is very low percentage. So perhaps they will hide in plain sight. I don't think this is the round for them, Cloud9. And it will be a 4-0 for Team Liquid.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good so far. They just have this magical quality to them now. So they've taken this sort of top spot in the world. It's been very difficult to grind rounds out against them. But again, we sort of set it up. There was Team Liquid, they had the right response there. Cloud9, they pushed Banana, and they got the information there. They took down Stewie. At that point, Team Liquid, with the top mid control, suddenly they have this dilemma. The other team knows what you're doing, so you have two options. Either you go and try to retake Banana, or you just commit into your set piece. They committed to the set piece, and the nades worked out so well. Tens couldn't do anything because he was stuck in a Molotov, even though there was a smoke down. And with Tens being unable to play off of his teammate in the pit position, they had no defense to offer up on that A site. So I think we can expect a lot of stronger looking rounds from the likes of Cloud9 as they get those full buys in. They will force it up here behind what they saved, and so he's going to go straight through that smoke. Automatic, did he see this? The flashbang's pretty good. And up creeps Stewie, another one coming in.
Oh, he has really just made assumptions about that one, and that's going to punish him. Not quite waiting for somebody to pop out, and that could have cost him even more, but Daps is able to hold the position. But now the B bomb site's weaker, and they're harassing, they're pursuing some flashbangs. They try to take more position. You can see Elige having a look around Banana now, trying to find something, and Daps is forced back. But they will leave him in situ. They're not rotating more players over Cloud9. Maybe they expect Liquid to expect a rotation, so they'll expect Liquid to go towards A, but for the time being, that's not true. Liquid have cut noise now, maybe looking for a re-aggression. You can see they're playing anti-flash in case they try to get some information towards the Banana position. And now the grenades are being primed, the Molotov lined up and thrown for new box, and Daps is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot. You need to keep hold of construction. You just have to give up the bomb site and just stay alive. You can try to make hero plays, you can try to spray through the smoke, but They know the angles. Oh my god, the bomb's actually falling through the smoke. I think Daps has done a lot of work there, and they have to go get that bomb. This is so awful here for Team Liquid. They're going to have to find a recovery, but it's just Twists and Nitro left alive to do so. And with only 20 seconds left, also, that time pressure is going to create problems. Nitro is trying to cover, trying to play the anti-flash, but now it is all on Nitro. 3 players to find. First headshot comes in. Great anticipation for the second, and Nitro, a 1 versus 1 against Daps. That is the last member. That's all he has to do, just one more kill, but he can't do it. Daps, so important. What a kill from him.
You saw it happening. You saw Nitro getting that final kill, and especially with the role that Daps had on the previous teams, I think most people expect him not to get that one, but on this team, he has to be getting those clutches. He has to deliver that headshot, and he secures the first round on the board for Cloud9. Really important situation, but they only survive with 1 player, which is difficult for their economy. They could be broken. It's not the worst round for Liquid to lose if they can win this one. So there's plenty of pressure for Cloud9. Their loss bonus goes down 2 notches as it's their first round of the half. So this is a very big opportunity for Liquid to make the future rounds easier.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but this will be the first round we see Mixwell on an AWP. Now, it is harder on this map to get that CT orb working, quite as hard as some other maps, but we'll see what he can do here. And it's going to be automatic that will be able to defend towards Archside. Stewie, ever the entry fragger, they're unable to find success, but his teammates now trying to make it work towards the porch side. And automatic sitting there. He's got TenZ to play off of in the pit position. That's where you want TenZ. Anchoring that spot. That's where the big fragging can be done. But look at this, Team Liquid. They'll stop the pressure now. They've forced out a huge amount of utility. They've left Cloud9 with only 2 smokes and a handful of flashbangs. And they've left Naf also to work the apartments. Keep the pressure up, delay the rotation back towards B, which is currently vulnerable. But it seems like Cloud9 have an inkling to this because they will rotate a second player to B.
Getting an early frag is proving to be really important for Team Liquid, but TenZ could get 2 because Twiz is pretty red. And now he's dead, but his teammates fell back a little bit. Otherwise, that might have been a catastrophe. Still dancing around. Boy, look at the confidence of the man. The 180, he's ready. The decision-making, that's beautiful jiggling. Doesn't quite work out for him, though. Nitro will trade the frag. 2 versus 2 as they move towards A, and Cloud9 are out of position.
Yeah, but they actually have time to get into some good retake spots here together. That smoke, I'm not sure exactly when it was planted down, but they were there in so much time. The bomb's only freshly planted. And they do have kits, or just at least 1 kit on Daps. And there's a retake smoke coming in, so they can get closer to the bomb, pressure the T's, make it more difficult for them to work off that pit position. Nitro finds himself another nice headshot. Daps does what he can, but it is simply not enough in this case. And as you said, James, Team Liquid kind of set themselves up to really crush the economy of Cloud9. And they have a 5-1 lead as well. So things not looking good here in this inaugural performance for Cloud9.
Not looking good just yet, but there is time for recovery. Not in this particular round, most likely, because it's just a few pistols here and there. Again, that was an important round for Team Liquid to win, just to stifle the fumes, the flames of Cloud9 for the time being. But there's more opportunities to come. Maybe even double AWPs if they can get a full 4-buy. But again, once Cloud9 are back on the buy, I want to see if they can keep 5 players alive for the first 30, 40 seconds. There was, off-camera, an important chase from Twist around the short position to take Kuster out in the last buy versus buy. There's just a little utility here for Cloud9 to try and delay Liquid somewhat. Smoke was just deployed top mid, and Kuster's got a flashbang. You can see his position getting smoked off, and Elige will be extremely efficient. Elige, a man who's only recently tried ketchup for the first time. Shocking news, I know.
I can't believe that's true.
This is America after all.
I think it's lies.
What is America if you haven't tried ketchup?
It's true.
How can you live the dream if you haven't tried ketchup?
Well, Nitro is testing the porch position there, just creeping up. They're getting pretty close to the A bomb sites. Just Daps there with the 5-7. However, they will fall back towards that banana position where the bomb currently resides. And yet to really make a committed call. I mean, they have a 5 versus 3, so at this point, again, you can just shove the numbers in, and if you do it correctly with the right flashbangs, you'll be fine. And here they go. They'll be trying to pressure towards the B-bomb side, try to cause rotation, and take the bomb A. Meanwhile, TenZ ever deadly with the Deagle. We'll get another head for his mantle, but there's no defense on that A-bomb site. And so Team Liquid have nailed this. And I have to say, James, I love the calling from Team Liquid. The kind of reading the tempo of how a team might try to like push you, but based on what they've read, it feels like Cloud9 are always a couple steps ahead of you in that sense. So it's difficult. Like, Team Liquid are ahead of you in that sense, and that is difficult to deal with.
I feel like, well, I mean, it's recently been said, especially by the team, that Nitro does not get enough credit. I guess it's hard to really know what's going on the server, and as he transitions, he started with what you're not familiar with, and then you just don't know because you're not on the server with them. But Team Liquid have gone from strength to strength, and there's only a few teams who could really beat them consistently in the first place before they got to the position that they're in now. So great start for Team Liquid. 6-1. And now let's see what kind of situation Cloud9 are in.
I think you mentioned Nitro not getting enough credit. Adren as well, he's created so much for the team. Adren actually somebody that produced some of the greatest YouTube content to teach people about the high-level stuff in the game.
Yeah.
Like right from the get-go, a huge content creator and someone that's added so much value to the scene.
I will say I've learned more obscure things about Counter-Strike from watching his channel than anybody else's. Like, if you have your shadow settings on high versus low, you'll see shadows further away, which is important if you're like long on dust 2, or even looking down into B on train, plenty of things like that. So absolutely worth looking at pretty much every video on his channel.
Right, so we plugged his channel. Now it's time to get back into the game. 6-1 for Team Liquid on that T side of Inferno for Cloud9. It is hard to get a grip of the match, of the economy, but they have an AWP again on Mixwell. We've seen consistent aggression from Cloud9 on this banana position, but Stewie is not going to allow them to take it. Looking for the head. He's going to be so careful of that pixel headshot angle. It can be quite difficult to deal with. And Stewie is not afraid of going for those hard shots. Flashbang in for automatic to get a peek and maybe a kill, but it looks like Stewie's up as the dink comes in, looking to finish it off, but Stewie with the transfer, again, back as automatic, goes back into the peak, and it will be Banana. And that has been won by Team Liquid at this point, causing a big rotation, and Nitro's there, ready to cut off anyone rotating in from the port side of A. Team Liquid have everything they need in this round. They can slow it down and try to wait for a response, and it looks to be the case here, but Kusta, he is staying put here. This could work out. The flick comes in, the off angle. It looked like it could have done a lot, but now we've got Stewie below 10s. That's quite odds.
Well, somebody is creeping, and that person is Mixwell, but he's been smoked off for the time being. 2 versus 2. Mixwell has a kit, 10s does not. So they've got time to wait the smoke out. 10s will show some presence with the AK-47, but they, 2 versus 3, excuse me, Liquid with the 3. And Cloud9 will start to move away. So still just a 1 round for them, and Liquid are comfortable at the moment. Things are looking pretty good. Everybody's fragging. We've got Nitro on 11 kills and 2 deaths, leading by example. Really nice stuff. So it seems that roster change worked out for the likes of Team Liquid. Stewie joining the team. And again, he's one of those players who can kind of bring that extra gear and that extra level of aggression to turn the tide back in your team's favor.
Yeah, it's one of those things where to play really aggressively, you actually have to be so smart, because you're typically in a position where you have to take a lot of, like, you're creating a lot of decisions, and you're creating a lot of ways to outplay your opponents. And effectively, if you're really good at it, you create huge amounts of space for your team. But if you're not so great at that role, you actually constrict the space for your team because you'll die and give up position. So that is like a really delicate balance. It's a very difficult role to play, but he does it so incredibly well. I feel like when you watch Stewie, he's playing faster than everybody else. But back into Inferno we go, and it's 7-1 here now for Team Liquid as they increase their score and keep the pressure on Banana.
I don't know if we've seen a super full buy from Cloud9 yet in these 8 rounds. We've got Daps on the FAMAS in this round and Mixwell on the AWP. So I kind of gave the shout out to Kusa's AWP game, but I'm not sure if he's even held an AWP in this half so far. And those are always the absolute worst kind of CT halves to have, where you just never manage to get a full buy somehow, despite having lost bonus and so on. It's a pretty difficult situation. Mixwell already forced from his position to have an AWP in that spot. Well, you don't know. There could be a second player on the site somewhere. We've got 3 smokes around the B-bomb site, so there may be a delay for now. And again, Cloud9 with 0 position on the B-bomb site. And I think Team Liquid have a read. We've got Stream making its way into construction as a flashbang, but automatic will hold at the back.
Mixwell ready and waiting, delivers the first one onto Elige as Team Liquid try to spill into the bomb site. It's looking pretty difficult to gain position. Mixwell's really is hold on to this construction area, which is so critical. You can see Dav's taking every precaution there as he is afraid of any lurkers who may be lying in wait. He slowly makes his way up and can start to pressure Banana and maybe turn some heads. There's not many Liquid players left alive here. They're all stuck on the bomb site itself. And Mixwell's looking for that next peek. Perhaps a flashbang can come in. Quick peek comes in from Naf again with the AWP. They need more kills here before the CT's enclose all around them. And they're managing to somehow do that. They've got barely no space to work with. But of course, they make it look so magnificent. Would you expect any less? Backs against the wall the whole way.
That was really difficult for Cloud9. They had 3 people peeking from CT at the same time. They were, what, 5 versus 3? The entire team was there, and they weren't able to really make any inroads. And I think that just says that it's still early for the squad, and they haven't really had time to put things together. Again, 4 new players on the team. You're going to see things like that in the short term. So it is what it is, and it is 8-1 for Team Liquid. Cloud9 on pistols once again. Still looking for that full buy from Cloud9, which hopefully at least we'll see in the next round. I want to see 2 AWPs. I want to see one on Kusta at the very least. I feel like that's why he's on the team, and we haven't seen him with one just yet. I mean, Mixwell's playing B, so that's why he has one, but let's play to our complete strengths. Maybe we'll see that in the next round. For now, Automatics managed to pick up the AK-47 from Stewie. But again, they've got to play this numbers game. They don't really have much else to do in this one. There's a collateral for Naf. Just holding position for now. Still some tags from Mixwell by that car area, or attempted at the very least. Nitro's going to run. He put his gun away. He didn't know what was around the corner. He made assumptions, and they were wrong. Got some jump peeking, and now this might be a very much, a desperate second round for Cloud9. Even if Liquid lost this round, it wouldn't be a complete disaster. Elige is a little short, as is Stewie, but they are certainly in the driving seat for the most part. It's about winning the war. Okay, so Dabs has secured his team a second round. Now, 8 rounds are still possible, not very likely, but they can give themselves some breathing room. There's still that opportunity before they make it to the T side.
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult for sure, but they got the AWP back, they got full nades coming in, so it's the perfect way to get back into it and to string some success off of. As Dabs and Mixwell actually have some money left in the bank after the full buy, which is brilliant. So they just have to convert this one, and then they're off. But there's so much riding on this round in that sense. If they're going to have a very competitive Inferno, they really must win this round. And I'm sure Liquid understand that exact fact and are going to try to throw a wrench into the works. We'll see a default here from Team Liquid where they try to take top mid first, but the transfer from Kusta is beautiful. The trade does come in, but the numbers are an advantage for Cloud9 here as TenZ lies in wait. And Twist just denies him completely, and the site is locked off. Liquid, 2 versus 2 after plant for them.
Smoke is still up towards Library, but soon to disappear. They've got more ones coming in, but while throwing grenades, left alone, but Twist can do it. Gambling through the smoke, man like Daps with another round for Cloud9. A Rambo play from him. Didn't want to wait out the smoke, took the gamble, and it just about paid off. It was interesting after that spray down in that porch position, looking over towards the balcony, and again, it's so early for the team, but I feel like later on you have that trust because his teammate was in a pit position, so that area was covered. So you see him look towards the right-hand side. Oh, he's got a flashbang, I think, coming from his teammate, but the timing didn't quite work out, but Dap certainly did. I think he's clutched all 3 rounds for his team so far, and again, it gives them a chance. It gives them a chance moving forward, and that may make a difference. Now we're seeing some shortcomings. We may even see 5 rounds here for Cloud9 because Elige is down to the Deagle. We've got Stewie on the Galil. So they've started to drain the money of Team Liquid. So as rough as this has looked for Cloud9, it may start to turn around now.
Yeah, and it's funny like watching Twist in that situation because I feel like, his aim is just perfect. And so if he ever misses, it's because the game is not perfect, James. But Twist is. And that is an opportunity that's going to go real far here for Cloud9 if they can just manage to break the money of Team Liquid, which they are set up to do. But again, Liquid have shown incredible resilience, just if nothing else, in the ability of their individuals, each and every one, to be explosive in the fragging department. And they will take top mids, and it's up to Cloud9 to find a timing to get information on that, because they need to know if Liquid will commit there or not.
No presence on Banana from Team Liquid at the moment. We have a fourth man moving from B to A for Cloud9. Some smokes towards the arch position. Mixwell completely blind. I thought he might have hit that flick, but he didn't, not on this occasion. Presence shown around the library area. What did Liquid do with this information? At least just collected a weapon, and now things get a lot better. Man advantage, and everybody's got a rifle. That's fantastic. Swiss looking at the wrong angle. Ten's trying to reposition, picking up an upgrade. There's a 180, not going to work out. This is a quickly moving situation. Flashbang is dropped by Ten. Snapfly hides from it, though, but the trade is there. Now leaves Stewie with 6 HP, 1 versus 2, 20 seconds on the clock. AWP looking for library, and he will find a headshot from automatic, saying hello to an old friend once again. And it's another round in the bag for Cloud9.
Yeah, that's so critical. 4 to 8, and now Liquid, they don't really have the money for a 4-buy. So we'll actually see likely a half, just a few pistols here and there, so they can keep their economy in check to have a 4-buy in the following round. And that gives Cloud9 a lot of breathing room. I mean, they should be getting 5 here, and then they're going to have a solid opportunity to maybe get 6 or even 7. So it's really talking about a respectable half now developing for Cloud9, despite an awful start. There is some life in them yet, and daps is going to go for a very fast second mid peak, and this can be quite risky. But there's no punish to be had. Stewie, of course, going down a little bit earlier. Flashbang will deny Mixwell, and he'll have to he'll be forced back. So some space gained for Team Liquid, but they need a lot more than that.
It's a little gap, just a little gap. If Tens looks for information, he might receive it to the face. Is he going all the way through Twist? Well, he can't really. The smoke is very well placed. 1 minute on the clock for these Liquid players to try and swarm. The awareness from Tens, he's so young, but he has so much game sense. That is fantastic. Another round won by Cloud9, but one takeaway so far is that when we're seeing why Tens is added to the team. He's young, he's got aim, but there's definitely a brain in that head as well.
It's always good to know, James.
It's not always the case in an 8 with the young aimers, but he certainly has the presence of mind there and the awareness, the spatial awareness, so important at top flight Counter-Strike. And so far, he looks like he fits in.
And so this is a really big moment, because Liquid could still have a very dominating half if they're able to crush Cloud9 here. Cloud9's money is not very good. Mixwell going for that second mid peak in an early timing, does not get punished for it. Twist looking to go forwards, but has the nade in his hand and was not expecting Tens to be so aggressive. And that is a beautiful way to start the round. Tens, he's opened things up so well for Cloud9. They can just turtle all day now. And Team Liquid, they got to shove all in, but where?
And that's part of the problem. They're basically playing against a new team. You don't quite know the nuances, the tendencies of these players as a unit together just yet. So you're going to get caught off guard with grenades in your hand. Stewie through smoke, would you expect it? You probably do. 2K for him. And now it's a 3 versus 2. Cloud9 pretty close to the bomb site still. That's a good angle, trying to avoid the spray and hold position for his teammates.
Quick high flash effort out to get some position. Flick for Mixwell is usually pretty on point, but of course it is just the worst possible timing you can imagine, but it's still a 2 versus 2 for Cloud9. They know where one of the 2 players is. That's huge. Smoking off Banana as well. And Kusta takes down Nap at the back of the bomb site, and there is no space for Elise to work his way through. And another round won by Cloud9. And Davs absolutely is putting in some good work here.
I really feel like he's got the final frag in every single round they've won.
Right.
In every single round. Man like Daps. But Tens is having a very good performance. Regardless of who wins or loses, that has been one of the highlights so far. Such a young player there. Pretty focused. And now we move into the last round of the first half. Goodbye for both squads. Still just Mixwell with the AWP. Again, he's playing towards B, so you can't be like Mixwell or Kusta AWP. It depends on where you how you want to defend each bomb site. But this is Cloud9 so far on the CT side, and they're on fire with at least 5 rounds in a row.
Yeah, they are definitely putting up a fight. The CT and T sides, I mean, they're always so different on every single map, though. And being such a new team, James, you really need them to have a strong CT side, because you'd imagine that, I mean, it takes a lot of time to build T sides, whereas on the CT sides, you can kind of you understand how to play spots, and it's pretty, like, team to team, it's pretty similar. The only things that tend to change a lot is the ways, the tempo at which your team plays, the kinds of timings you want to use for information plays, like those sorts of things. And so that's a bit easier to work on. But building a T side, that is often where the entire identity of a team can come from, because there's so many different ways you can do it. And so I'm really curious on a map like Inferno, what we're going to see from Cloud9, because the T side of Inferno tends to be very default heavy. So I would expect to see that. I'm also looking forward to seeing what TenZ's role is in the grand scheme of things, given the amount of skill that he has. He certainly packs a punch, and we are back into it. Last round of the first half here between Cloud9 and Team Liquid. Cloud9 with a great comeback so far, looking to complete that as best they can by getting 7 on the board. And Mixwell, he could be instrumental in that. The flash is so responsible here from Team Liquid, continually denying the options for aggressive ult plays.
Goodbye, absolutely deleted. The B-bomb site is open for business, and it will be soon closed to Cloud9, although they have no choice in the last round of the first half. Sometimes it be like that. I can imagine Stewie saying something along those lines. Choke points closed off. Not everybody crossing just yet. Some people will stay on the other side of the smoke in case there is a dodgy play from the CT side, a flashbang, desperate attempt maybe. They can see Nafly is playing anti-flash behind the wall for that exact reason. And Cloud9 basically at this point are forced to run to their doom. Not looking very likely. We've got Twist looking for a long flank, which doesn't exist. All 3 players by the well. And all the angles held by Cloud9. By Team Liquid, excuse me. Molly over the top for the dark spot, but that will only help them so much. Nitro's being taken out, so maybe there is a chance. Stewie forced forward, and there he goes as well. 2 players by Banana. And that bomb is pretty ticked at the moment. 2 of the 3 players with defuse kits, and they're still getting frags, but someone's got to get on the bomb. Too many angles to check, and I think Twist has done enough. It's too late, and it's 9 rounds for Liquid, but a fantastic 6 for Cloud9.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it's so good to see them having a bad start, but finding a recovery. That's a big deal. That's going to give them a lot of confidence moving into that second half. And again, the second half is going to be tough, James, because Team Liquid are very drilled. Tactically, they're going to be incredibly hard to stop. Like on Banana, for example, how do you win Banana when they have money on that CT side and you're a new T side team?
We will go to a quick break. When we're back, the second half of this game of Inferno.
They can bring to the table. Are you ready to take it up a notch, Copenhagen?
This is going to be good. NIP taking on Na'Vi.
Playing in front of 12,000 plus people, that's going to be exciting.
The atmosphere is crazy.
This is going to be one to remember.
Are you ready to get this show on the road?
Please give it up to the Blast Pro Series champions.
Should be an explosive fight.
Welcome back. It is time to start the second half here between Liquid and Cloud9. After a really difficult start from Cloud9, they managed to recover enough rounds to have 6 on the board. Daps was very, very important towards the end of a number of those rounds, clutching multiple. And I think that's just a great indication very early for Cloud9 that he's able to do that. And of course, Tens was really important as well. We saw a great performance from him. Just a demonstration of individual skill, game sense, spatial awareness. So I think we've got a few good things that we've seen so far from Cloud9. We didn't see much of Kusta AWPing towards A, which is disappointing for me. But maybe they have some surprises on the T side of Inferno.
Yeah, they're just a complete mystery at this point. You know, how Cloud9 are going to look, and how they look now is probably going to be very different to how they look from a few weeks from now, given how new the lineup is in total. So we do have a quick TeamSpeak issue, I believe, which have a slight delay on us resuming the match. But that means we have more time to talk about it, James, because there's a lot of interesting things to talk about when it comes to this game in particular. For me, I just want to see Cloud9 in as many sort of maps as possible. I want to run the experiments, see what this team really is about and what their identity is going to be.
Absolutely. It's a fact-finding mission for us, and for them, I'm sure, as well, as they have that real-world experience now. It's never the same as scrims. And they can absolutely surprise us and take a game from anyone, because, again, you don't know what to prepare for. I don't think you could expect a copy-paste of NRG tactics coming into Cloud9. Maybe there'll be some similar structure there, but you've got different players, and it's about trying to get the most out of your players, which is something Daps has always done. You can see that, at least on his previous team, with the weapons that he would sometimes have. So that kind of thing can be the ace in the hole for a team like Cloud9 very early on, as they try to sort out this microphone issue.
And the other thing, too, to your point, is the fact that you can have more fun in certain respects at the beginning because there's more room to work with, because you don't have the structure or the identity, or it's not super regimented yet. So there is that, and I think that's like typically what most people call those honeymoon periods, because everyone feels so kind of free.
Yeah.
And also playing against a team like that, you look at them as an unknown too, so they get that advantage. So I feel like that's the spot Cloud9 are in. They could have a really good tournament, James. But they have great players.
It is entirely possible. It is entirely possible.
Yeah.
Even if you see a bad 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds, it's no indication of how the whole tournament will go. So you just don't know with a brand new team. But again, we have seen some individual promise at the very least. We've also seen some difficulty as unit on the CT side, but maybe it's a relief now. And without the pressures of the CT side, things may get better. They're only 3 rounds behind at the moment, so the pistol has a lot of potential in it for them. And we still wait for this microphone issue to be fixed. I think he's sorted it now, Mr. Messioso. He's got his fake tan on as well as he leaves the booth.
I have to say, the Marvel sponsorship is just so sick. How do you top that? How do you top that?
It's pretty good, yeah. Avengers badges. I'm sure somebody's role-playing at home.
It's so, yeah.
Which Avenger would you be, Dan?
See that. What's that?
Which Avenger would you be?
I don't know.
That's a great answer. That's fantastic.
How about you, James?
Thanos!
I actually haven't watched the Avengers. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. That joke's just completely lost in you then.
I went between saying I don't know.
My name's Dan.
Rubbish
this Avengers deal is awesome. I've never watched Avengers.
I don't know. It's not an Avengers deal. Marvel does a lot more than that, James. But it looks like we will be getting back into the action. Cloud9, 6 rounds on that first half. The Team Liquids, they are a hard nut to crack. We'll have to see what Cloud9 can throw at them. And is hoping the pistol round goes well, though, so we do get to see a very competitive map of Inferno. I want as many rounds as possible out of this Cloud9 team. And Kusta, he's going to take one to the face already. That sucks. He has all the nades as well, James. That's not he cannot die.
He literally has all of the grenades. Oh no, he doesn't actually. He literally doesn't. Then I was lying. I apologize. Too early to be lying. We've got a Molotov and smoke onto Daps as well, but he has a significant part of a setup for them, so he has to scurry away and hide somewhere. All right, we've got some support for Liquid. It is NA versus NA here, but it seems there is some bias. And back in the day, it used to be Cloud9 was the biggest shot, so maybe they can get back to that point again with this new team. But first, they've got to win this pistol round. There is a strong defense of the A side by Team Liquid. They've got basically 4 players top mid in this pistol round. and they wait patiently, but there is some presence being shown towards B, some smokes, some mollies, and Stewie will hold position for now. 10s have been taken out. Kusa towards, oh no, that is disastrous. The bomb's been dropped, and the CTs are absolutely everywhere.
Twist will go down though, so that is promising. That does open up the map slightly. Okay, well, never mind. Never mind, because everyone else died, so just Daps remaining, and he's been, as you say, you know, quite good so far, but this is quite the ask. Gets the first headshot, but again, that bomb being lost at the top of the T stairs is so awkward. I mean, Daps looks like he might just be... Is he going to go for this? I mean, you can get some extra money, you know, by getting some kills here. He's on the T side, so I definitely think he should, and he's going to give it a go, but again, it's just not too much you can do in a situation like that. Great play from Liquid to lock that one down, and Cloud9. Are we going to see a full save or a force buy? Again, they surely can't have a strat book that's that deep at this point, James.
No, absolutely not. At least one that is suited to the players on the team. Again, there can be residual structure, if you will. If anyone needs a flash to take banana when somebody's got an AWP on banana, then keep an eye on that. That's basically how you do it. It's a jump throw over the roof. Up it goes, and here comes the push, but Nafly is ready for it with the MP9, and he's able to fall back as well. Done some good damage to 10s. There's no Kevlar for these remaining players. They will be cut to ribbons by any of these weapons, which are almost all MP9s. Nice flashbang attempts, but it will be an easy cleanup and a nice kill bonus for Team Liquid. 11-6.
The thing I worry about here is what the utility will look like for Cloud9, because okay, we got 4 smokes, a bunch of, I mean, there is enough. There is enough to play a default. The only issue though is that you can't really have a fast pace, and Team Liquid might want to have a fast pace. Team Liquid will have that utility advantage. They can play very aggressively on banana, which in a round like this, where you're still trying to play out those SMGs, that's really, really beneficial. And we can see that they will start 3 towards banana here, Team Liquid. Deep smoke to get close. Fantastic HE there, doing significant damage to Daps. And at this point, when you have a smoke like that on banana at deep position, you just have to either respect it or challenge it. And in most cases, challenging it, throwing a flashbang free, trying to keep the CTs honest and make sure they don't just get free information is often an objective in a way that you want to look at it. You never want the opposing team to have the edge on the info, especially on Inferno. And here comes the top mid take as well from Cloud9. Liege forced back onto the bomb site. Plenty of time here for Cloud9, still with a minute to go in this round. Liege looking to get a little bit aggressive perhaps. If they had a pop flash, he could maybe get some more information, but deciding to keep it covert for the time being.
Still plenty of time for Cloud9. They've got the man advantage. They have some presence towards banana. 2 players there waiting for a smoke to disappear. And it seems Daps will start to creep. Twist taken out in the meantime. More problems for Team Liquid. They're not too far ahead just yet. It's not comfortable territory just yet. 4 AKs and a Krieg coming their way. Daps has been taken out towards the B bomb site by Stewie, but he's starting to rotate. I think he has an idea of what is going on. The grenades are starting to stream in, but there are 2 CTs on the side. They've got a crossfire between double stacker and the boost position. There we go. Fast fire rate with these MP9s. Is it enough, though, for Cloud9? Can they take this? Stewie, the last man standing. That's not good if you're Cloud9. Automatic and Mixwell planting the bomb. Just about going to have time for it. And now it's down to Stewie.
Yeah, that was very close. This is so doable for a player like Stewie, so fast, and with Mixwell so weak. Stewie can use this element of surprise, get that first peek, it works. Now just Mixwell left, no HP. Stewie knows exactly what's up, and he has all the time in the world to defuse. What a beautiful 1 versus 2 from him, and Team Liquid will pick up that 12th round.
Perfect order of frags for Stewie. A beautiful, just the way he aimed that first player was absolutely awesome. That angle was horrible for him. And then Mixwell only had 20-something HP at the end, so he can't really take a kill, but he has to. 1 bullet, all that Stewie needed at the very end there. But it was a great hold from Liquid in that crossfire. Massive respect to them with double stack and the corner spot. That hold, the damage they did, allowed Stewie a chance to win that round. And here they are, 12-6, double the score of their opponents, but both teams still on the bye.
So trying to go faster towards Banana, but Nitro's going to drop one in mid with that fast peek. Liquid off to a quick advantage, Cloud9. And will there be a response? You'd want to get something back. You don't want to just lose a player for nothing. That really, really sucks for the likes of Cloud9. They will try to vie for banana control, but Stewie is there, and he's so, so dangerous. Will there be a flashbang for the peak? Deep smoke. Stewie will spot one with the jump peek. The flashbang comes in, but it is too slow. Tens gets the wide peek onto Stewie, and they at least go 4 versus 4, and they force a rotation from Team Liquid to make the bomb site holds a little bit weaker, to make the map control for Team Liquid a little bit weaker.
So Nitro's rotated all the way towards B bomb site. He's exchanged places with Nafly, in fact. He's going to post up with the AWP, but if the flashbangs come in, then they could have problems there. That is a perfectly timed flash from the CT side. It would suggest that there are 2 players here, but he's going to miss his first shot, maybe blind as well, with the flash from Mixwell. You see him looking for a second player. I mean, they have to check all of this anyway. But the idea of the flashbang was pretty good from Team Liquid. Trying to give themselves an extra man, but no. The remaining 3 towards A, out of position, and the money's not great as well, so they won't go for this. They're going to have to give this one up. Round 7 coming the way of Cloud9, likely to have 4 players survive as well.
So definitely a well-played round from Cloud9. Nitro with that aggressive peak, opening things up in middle at the beginning. Certainly made things a little bit scary, but Cloud9, they had really only one option there, which was to try to convert something on Banana, and they did that. However, Team Liquid can decide to take a different approach. They can try to start playing more passively and just see how does Cloud9 deal with a slower play style when we're not super aggressive towards Banana. Team Liquid can change up their timings. There's all sorts that they can work with here to try to dismantle Cloud9's T side. So we'll have to see if that will be the case, or if they'll double down on Banana aggression. It can really go both ways.
Who is going to break first? Got a FAMAS on Nitro, some shortcomings for Team Liquid. Everybody in a good spot for Cloud9, however. Do they have the utility Liquid to really hold on to Banana? I'm not quite sure. Cloud9 team better equipped in that respect, but we've got a player either side of this smoke grenade. Automatic looking, he sees Stewie, but he can't quite hit the mark. Eventually he will. He's gotten the better of Stewie a lot of times in this game so far, but it's still Liquid with the better score. And Nafly will respond to automatic and move back. We've got Elige playing in the arch position for now, so he would have a faster rotation. He has one flashbang that could go towards Pool if necessary, but now 10 starts to creep in the apartments.
So Team Liquid having to make a guess here. They've got 3 towards A, and that's a smart thing to do as well, because you would normally expect after Banana control happens that the next thing is top mid control. That's how most defaults tend to work on this map. So there is a timing window where this makes sense to cheat that extra player over. But you can see the Cloud9 has really slowed the pace down. They are applying pressure both towards Banana and towards top middle. And I feel like Team Liquid haven't read this change of pace, because they're very light on their feet here. We see that the rotations are easy to bait out towards that B bomb side. But the bomb is still not in the hands of the Cloud9 players. Someone still has to go back and get that. So they're going to play a real slow one. And that means that Team Liquid have 0 clue what's going on.
Oh, that's beautiful. The flashbang came from Elige. That was the only flash he had, and that gave them all the information to allow the rotation. Will it come in time? 17 seconds, and again, you've got Twist inviting them to try and plant on double stack. It's an easy spray if they do. 10 seconds now, and maybe Cloud9 have no choice. Twist taken out, but Nitro's here, still alive for now, and the cavalry's there for Elige. Again, perfect timing with that flashbang towards the B bomb site for Team Liquid. Elige had one flash. He was by the well. The fake was executed by Cloud9. The smoke, the flash through the smoke. The pick, the information, the rotation, just in time to help to save when Twist got taken out. Everything went down to the second. There's a flash, there's the peak, and there's the information. No one else there. Beautiful stuff from Team Liquid.
They're so good at working with very little. I feel like Cloud9 played that round pretty well, honestly. It's just scary. You know, Team Liquid are just so strong at the moment. See Dabs trying to keep control here. Oh, Banana by throwing the smoke onto the Molotov, and they're going to force their way straight through. Of course, Stewie through the smokes with the flashbang. but there's the response. Automatic will take him down. Will they say that they've had enough here and will Automatic fall back? We'll have to see, because right now Cloud9, the rest of the team's working towards top middle. So Cloud9 in a good position as far as map control goes, forcing Team Liquid all the way back on their defense, giving up the whole map. And this is a great lurk smoke and flashes from TenZ. He's going to go with it as well. Let's see if he can get Twist, who's hiding in the pit, occupying so much attention.
There's a problem, though. With all of this, Cloud9 have no utility beyond one flashbang and one Molotov. So they have taken information away from Team Liquid, but they need one God flashbang to take Nitro off his angle with the AWP. And then in there you go. A smoke's been dropped. Now, they could try and creep through that, but that is a big gamble. But at this point, you've got such little utility, everything's a gamble. TenZ making his way towards the arch position. You can see Nafly is behind the pillar with the off angle. But now the execute comes in towards B bomb site. TenZ moonwalking to his doom. Nitro misses his first shot. He's got to retreat, though. He needs help from his teammates. And there's Nafly to do exactly that. Automatic taken out. He's still posting up, but it's the elevated plant. But now it's just Kuster alone. And they can go for double pick. He sees the shadowy pre-fires. So far, so good. He looks at Nitro's face, but Nitro takes him out first. 14 rounds for Team Liquid.
Yeah, it looked like there was a small opportunity there for Cloud9, but it wasn't to be. And yeah, as you say, like another one for Liquid, and they are closing in on the W. And it looks so good coming out of that first half. Cloud9 with the comeback, looking like they had everything to work with, but even though Cloud9 have played some great defaults, they've been fragging, they've been getting opportunities, they've been making things difficult with Team Liquid. We're just seeing the class of Team Liquid here, just how resilient they are, and why at the moment they are the best team in the world. And it's come down to this. For Cloud9, the Eagles see Zeds, a couple MAC-10s. It's not what you want, but they'll have to make it work. And they're going to go fast towards this banana position, see what they can accomplish. But the nades have been problematic.
This needs to be a fast one. They've got smokes and they don't have a lot else, Cloud9. They've got close quarters weapons, be it pistols or SMGs. They need to swarm. They need someone to take a bullet for the president, and they need to swarm behind it. They need the motorcade, the flashing lights, all of it. Force forward now. That's a beautiful ding-dong from Automatic. They've got to go with this. It's the only chance they're going to have. Nafly, the back of the side. He'll soon have flashbangs from his teammates, but he will not be able to survive long enough. It'll be HEs instead of flashbangs. And a Molotov towards a planting position. No attempt just yet. They need rifles. TenZ and Automatic pick up some M4A4s. They have more smokes. They can replenish the smoke. Elige harassing. They've got construction. But can Cloud9 plant the bomb?
Yeah, this pressure from Team Liquid is actually quite annoying. Elige has just done so much homework. He just knows every single one of these wallbang angles. He's applying the pressure, and those are positions that Team Liquid can be confident that Cloud9 cannot stand in at this point as well. That's another thing that those wallbang attempts do for your team. But they're looking at the long game here. They're playing the long game. They're thinking, you know what? We could try to play this 3-3 and just try to win the round, but let's just keep our economy intact. We know we're the better team. We know we're gonna win if we play more rounds. So they're taking the safe route, and I respect that.
Absolutely. All they need is 2 rounds, and Cloud9 need a lot more, which means plenty of opportunity for Team Liquid. But Cloud9 are heading towards double figures now. And again, all they need to do is focus on the round they're in. That's the only one that matters at the moment. So we're seeing an AWP come out for Mixwell. It's funny, Mixwell with the AWP, because he is extremely good with the AWP. He's very clutch with it as well, especially in defensive positions, but he likes to rifle, but he always ends up with an AWP. Automatic used to be dedicated sniper for Cloud9. He's got Kuster on a team as well, but still Mixwell has an AWP. So perhaps he's accepted his fate in that regard.
I really want to add to those points, but I just feel like I can't do it, James. There's no time. There's no time. But banana control will be in the hands of Cloud9 once again. So Team Liquid are playing a little bit more defensively here. They're holding on to more of their utility early in the round. We talked about that, changing up your timing, changing up your pacing on the CT side as well as the T side. It can be just as effective and work just in the same way. And you often have these tug-of-war battles with utility on banana, and if you let the one team just dump everything and you don't dump anything yourself, you then have a utility advantage. And there's an info play, a late smoke on the half wall, and a flashbang to boot to get the info. That is really a problem for Cloud9, because they wanted to be able to pressure that position, but now Team Liquid, look, they can cheat a player towards that A-bomb site.
That execute on Banana from Team Liquid just showed the strength of longevity as a team. And as they do that and they funnel Cloud9 towards the A-bomb site, they deny them opportunity there with a well-timed smoke towards Arch as well. So Cloud9 are at the mercy of their opponents at the moment, but they've still got 2 flashbangs and 2 smoke grenades as they look to make inroads towards this A-bomb site. There's a flash, there's information, but no frags for Stewie. But again, Cloud9 still have to breach, and now the bomb is alone. The bomb is lost. The bomb is very lonely in that Arch position, and the headshots are ringing in from Team Liquid. Mixwell and Automatic are all that's left, and they're about to face a match point. What can they do? 15 seconds. Surely it's suicide to go forward. They've got to fall back.
What a difficult position to be in, James, here for Cloud9.
But it's because Liquid put them in this position.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just a massive credit to those aggressive CT plays by Liquid. An excellent, efficient use of utility to take options away from Cloud9 on both sides of the map.
I actually do love that late smoke that we saw from them, which you're talking about towards Banana. It's so amazing how cost-effective that is. And again, just speaking to that tug of war between utility, that's a great way to use minimal amounts and then basically make it a huge loss for Cloud9 dumping all of theirs. And they're going to go real fast here towards Banana. Once again, the Molotovs will slow them. So we'll have to see if they can find any value. And it will, in fact, come from TenZ as he takes out Stewie. So opportunity strikes now for Cloud9, but there is nowhere. This is it. I mean, they are playing with their backs against the wall. Team Liquid on match point. They must convert on this advantage. And that is a great flash. The peak from Nitro, solid as well.
Cheese towards top Banana, not quite going to hit the target. 1 minute 10, 4 versus 4. There's that flashbang from the well position for Nitro. Now there are 2 ways to do it. One is to go into the pool, one is to go towards the roof above Naf. So he can peek that way as well. So if they're already beyond that pool position, it can be more effective. Nitro moves forward to re-smoke and then moves back to head towards the A-bomb site. They've bought themselves some time, Team Liquid, but it seems Cloud9 are non-believers, and Automatic is in a flanking position. He's made his way through Arch, and it seems that Nitro is going to get caught completely off guard. Is he going to get the sound cues? Has he spotted him just about? He has that flash in his hand. Now that flash is gone. Naf flies on his own. He's got a lot to do. Molotov's going to force him forward. He's dedicated. There's a 2-man spray down. He's kept his team in the game.
That is crazy. Naf was, again, he couldn't move. I don't know how he got 2 kills out of that. Beautiful stuff from him. Now Twist on the rotation from Banana. Liege closing down from the other side. And now Kusta with it all to do. AK in hand. They don't know precisely where he is. He knows one is coming from Banana and one's coming from CT. This is a desperate, desperate position for Kusta. Gonna try to do what he... Oh my god, it's not fair, is it? It's not even fair, James. He's not even been spotted, but he's taking half health. It's been taken away, and Elige just shuts him down. That is such a strong performance from Team Liquid. A 16-8 finish against Cloud9. But I have to say, Cloud9 definitely showed a lot of promise there, James.